It's time for the Loco Sports Lowdown. Here are your hosts, Justin Jarrett, Wes Kerr, and Max Araj. Hey, Loco Sports fans, we just keep throwing you for loops around here. Wes is in D.C., but should be joining us at some point in the proceedings, slipping away from his family time. We got Max Araj and Marcus Walsh from WHHI-TV joining myself, Justin Jarrett,
Everybody.
Mr. Loco, I suppose. Welcome, boys. Monday night. It doesn't feel like Monday. We're in the nebulous period of the holidays where days are just days, and nobody knows what day it is, but it was the first day of the Shark Invitational, so that's big on my front. I got over and saw a little bit of that. It's the U.S. Army Shark Invitational now, by the way. U.S. Army stepping up and sponsoring this year. They've got 35 wrestling teams over at May River today and tomorrow. They had a ton of wrestling going on today. I was over there for some of the first round. Then I had some other stuff I had to do, but plan to get out tomorrow morning, starting at 9 o'clock. They'll have I think they have one round of consolations to wrestle before the championship semifinals, which will be tremendous matchups in the championship semifinals. And then they'll be in the blood rounds, the rounds in the consolations where you got to win to get a medal. And those are always really good matches as well. So, and then, of course, the finals are the highlight. You know, the top two guys that are both undefeated at the end of the 2 days of sparring, coming together for the championship. And that's going to be really, really high-level wrestling, beyond what we ordinarily see here, in the sense of May River is the class of the area right now for us, and they're in third place in this thing. South Effingham has an absolute tank of a team that they bring over from Georgia, and Fort Mill is an upstate powerhouse. They're both ahead of the Sharks right now, but Sharks ahead of Ashley Ridge by 1.5. I'll get the team scores up here. But we'll talk a little. I'll go deeper. I'll get nerdy about wrestling later on, but we won't subject people to that at the top. But there you go. South Effingham leading the way. They've got, as you can see here, 11 guys in the finals out of 14 weight classes, and 2 still alive in the consi. So only one guy's been beaten out of the tournament, which is just amazing.
Yeah, that's unreal.
As you can see, May River with 8 still in there, and that's a really strong team. So you can see there 8, if we sort them this way. Blake Butler, he's one of the move-ins from Virginia. He's in the semifinals. His brother Bryce is still alive in the constellation. Henry Santes, a freshman that I loved watching at Bluffton Middle last year, in the semis at 165, a little bit of a surprise. He was not seeded. And then Joshua Echeverria, he was the number 2 seed. He comes through the semis, as well as Ryan Seaman. And then Bo Gwynn, he finally got down to 285. He's still alive in the consies, along with Bryce Butler, Marcus Folk, and Thomas Bro. And then we'll check out some of the other teams. I know Hilton Head's got one in the finals. Bluffton's got one in the finals. Gabe Fulton at 157. But you see, this is some stiff competition in the sense of where you see our teams falling here. Bridges Prep has 2 in the finals. That would be Allie Jenkins and Kevin Summers, or not the finals, the semis, I should say. Beaufort has Antonio McKnight in the semis. Hilton Head has Bryce Stevenson in the semis, and then Cole Sowers and Malachi Bynum alive in the consies. And Battery Creek's down to 2 guys in the semis, which would be Najjar and Chris Martinez and Nate Najjar. And then Patrick Henry, one of the great stories here. Luke Sobey doesn't get to go up against the big boys very often, because there's only, as you can see, 3 guys on their team, and 2 of them are Sobeys. But Luke, he's a state champ last year as an 8th grader, and he gets to go against the big boys in the semis tomorrow at the Shark Invitational. So there's kind of a snapshot of what's happening over there. And again, I'll get a little more inside baseball later. We can go through the brackets and look at some of the matchups. I do have some research on, some of the top wrestlers that were coming from outside of the area. So we'll get into that. Hulk Hagen was out there. He's tired but ready to do it all over again tomorrow.
There you go.
As we mentioned, that's a coach from Bridges Prep who is excited about his opportunity. Here's the the other big stuff happening today was mostly basketball. But before we get to that, our presenting sponsor tonight, our all-star sponsor and our original sponsor with us since the beginning in 2016, 2017. I always forget. God, it was 20. What happened in 2016 that I always get crossed up with? I don't know. But anyway, 2017, Mickelson Law Firm been with us since the beginning, and we appreciate all their support. We hope that you'll call them in for your legal needs. They're right in downtown Bluffton, and they can help you with everything you need. Great real estate closing attorneys. They're our official real estate closing attorneys and presenting sponsor of our Hilton Head Christian Academy coverage. And things have been quiet at HHCA, but don't worry. They'll be back. Basketball season coming back around.
Spring sports will be back, and then we'll be
spring sports. It'll be really hopping at HHCA. They got lacrosse now. They got softball coming in. Like, it's going to get crazy. Lots of basketball still going on. Not a lot. A little basketball still going on. Today, a couple of the tournaments wrapping up. We had the IP Builder Holiday Tournament at Colleton Prep. Savannah Country Day swept the title. Beat Colleton Prep in the girls, beat Calhoun Academy in the boys. Thomas Hayward's boys took third. They won 65-44 over Colleton Prep, so pretty solid win for them.
Okay.
I didn't see a score for Thomas Hayward's girls against Jefferson Davis, but that was the silver bracket consolation at 9:30, so they might have just both decided not to go. I don't know. It's a possibility.
It's a possibility.
And then at the Carolina Invitational, cross schools lost both theirs again. Clinton 50-31 on the girls' side and 69-29 on the boys' side. Didn't see a Patrick Henry girls score, but Patrick Henry boys took it on the chin. 74-33 to Hickory Grove. That's why you go up to that tournament, is to kind of get your butt handed to you, and or make a statement, one or the other. And sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail. But, so that's the big news of the day. What's happening, boys? How y'all doing?
A lot of renovations and cleaning up the new place, and back at Sam's now for this, but busy day. Got a few things to take care of. Oh, the joys of being a first-time homeowner.
Heck yeah,
man.
It's awesome though.
Sometimes it doesn't. It's great.
It doesn't stop. It just becomes more all the time. There's always something that you've got to work on. And then, you run out of storage. So now we got to pull out everything we own and decide which 1/3 of it we can get rid of, and then put the rest back in some way that makes sense. You got to do that a couple times a year for the rest of your life. So welcome to adulthood.
The spring purge normally is spring cleaning, that type of thing. But
we just had one.
Did a lot to ingratiate, but there you go. Yeah, it's a good time to do it too.
We just did one of those over the holidays. So the garage is as good as it's been in a long time. What'd you do today, Max? Did you get busy today?
I went back to work today. Finally.
Oh.
Just getting ready for youth basketball season to begin over at Beaufort County Parks and Rec. And that starts on Saturday. Our first games will be this coming Saturday and nonstop for the next, I think, month and a half, 2 months. So,
all right. If you're out there for rec basketball, say hi to Max. You got to do some
I'm
wrestling.
going to be busy Saturday too. I may see both games. We'll just wait and see. But I think I'll have plans around 4 or 5 o'clock Saturday, late afternoon, early evening. But I definitely plan on checking out the Hilton Head girls, because I haven't seen them yet. They've got Savannah Country Day at home at 2 o'clock. So I definitely plan on seeing that. And if my other plans fold, salud. If my other plans fold, I'll check the guys out again. But definitely have to catch those girls, because I didn't have a chance to get out to the Richmond Hill game for them.
Yeah, it's going to be.
We saw the guys that night.
Yeah, that should be some tough games for Hilton Head. Seeing what Savannah Country Day has been doing for basketball so far this season, which they look really good this year. I've seen a few videos of that team playing. They're something else. So, of course, they just swept the tournament up in Walterboro.
Yeah, but they didn't need to be playing in that tournament.
Well, they didn't. They didn't have
that
much
didn't make any sense.
There wasn't much competition in that tournament for them.
And they were the one outlier. Like, everybody else made sense, but they didn't. So
right.
I don't know.
bit of a drive.
I'm not sure
to
what they were
Waltham
looking
from
for there.
too. I mean, that's like a 2-hour drive from Savannah.
Yeah,
Country
it's pretty solid haul. I don't think they
Yeah.
probably got a hotel room and stayed in Walterboro for the weekend.
Right.
Yeah. I don't
No, that didn't make sense to me. They got closer competition. They would have made more sense in the Bluffton tournament than
I would
the
have actually
Colleton
liked
tournament.
I would have rather liked to see them play in that Bluffton tournament. It would have been fun.
Swap them for Bethesda and then put some
Yeah.
other girls team in their spot. And,
Yeah.
that would have been better, but it is what it is. Yeah, I got out to the wrestling a little bit today, and then we had McCracken wrestling practice, which I dropped Truman off, and then I had to run out to my school and meet with my principal and with our guy Robbie B. We're just talking more about what we're going to do with some One Loco clinics coming up at the Ville on Sundays. So Sunday afternoons we're going to start running some small clinics for a lot of different sports, kind of all simultaneously, try to make it a thing where everybody in the community comes out on Sundays and gets their work in whatever sport. And if we can organize it right, people would even be able to do a couple hours at one and a couple hours at another. And we're going to build it up and see where it goes. And hopefully it evolves into, something bigger and better. And
Collaborative effort.
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, that's all it is. It's
right.
We have these facilities sitting here on the weekend. There's so many people who want to get trained up, who want to get out and get reps. And where do they do it? Why does it cost so much? All these things. And so we're just trying to figure out how we can better utilize the resources we have for our kids and allow them to use them to better themselves. So that's the goal, and to take higher level training out to places that they usually don't get to it. So that's the idea. One Loco, baby. One Loco.
One Loco, yeah.
One Loco. So that's what we're up to. We'll shout out some more sponsors here, and then I guess we're going to talk some wrestling. We're going to do our power rankings. I certainly don't want to do that without Wes. He was going to try to pop in with this here in a minute, so we'll stall for a little bit. I'll tell you one other thing that's going on in my world. It's got me a little distracted. I'm sweating out this fantasy championship.
Yeah, you were texting us last night.
It was looking dire at the start of the week. I mean, dire. I had at one point I had like a 9% win probability. It was dwindling fast. We're now at 75, boys. I'm up by 17 still. Up by 17. Yes. And Gibbs only has 9 at halftime, and Laporta's got a 0. So it's starting to look pretty good. I'd given up hope on Thursday. I thought I was toast when Metcalf only got 4 points and I had Worthy on the bench. That killed me. Schultz only got 2 points. Flowers only got 3 points. I just thought I was dead. But Saquon Abdullah was my big pickup this week, coming in with 15. The Philly defense, though, with 19, and then Connor McLaughlin, the kicker for Tampa, with 12, giving me a shot. So we'll see if I can pull it off. I know no one cares about my fantasy team.
No, don't worry, dude.
My teams are doing well, but I'm in consolation brackets, unfortunately, which really don't mean anything. But I'm all about seeing it through, playing it through.
Bijan has been my savior this year. I will say that. Bijan.
He had himself a fine game yesterday.
God, man. I am so pissed about that game. So pissed.
Let's see. Have I ever won this thing?
I hate those overtime rules. I really do. Especially when it's a game where two teams both have playoff implications.
I wish it was back to college or more similar to college.
Like what it is in the playoffs. Both teams get the ball. They take it down the field.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Like, that's what they do in the NFL playoffs. Why don't they have that for the regular season?
Yeah, just do it for the regular season as well.
Stupid. You score
this would be the Squirrels' 5th Low Country League title, but first since 2016, and first since they relocated to Lawton Station. They used to be the Alston Park Squirrels. They took the title in 2010, 11, and 12, and then they won it in 2016. But since relocating to Lawton Station, actually, we're the Loco Squirrels now. I forgot. We changed our name to the Loco Squirrels. The Loco Squirrels.
Where'd you come up with Squirrels?
There's a picture of a squirrel that I use as my avatar. That is very well endowed, and
Okay.
that picture was funny. And I like squirrels. I am a big fan of squirrels. So I always
They
called
are
them
funny
my teams
creatures.
the
They're
Alston Park
hilarious.
Squirrels. And now they're the
I
Loco Squirrels,
oh
or sometimes they're the Loco Fox Squirrels, because specifically Fox Squirrels are my favorite squirrels. But
yeah.
there weren't enough
No, I will.
characters in the team name on ESPN to be the Alston Park Fox Squirrels, so I had to just
Yeah,
do the
I will
Squirrels.
say this for those of you who watch and don't know, my dad's from New Zealand, where there is no squirrels whatsoever. No squirrels,
No
no chipmunks, no
squirrels.
nothing there. So when my grandparents years ago, you know, they've both passed away, but when they came here for the first time, I was a little kid at the time. And when they saw a squirrel for the first time, they just had to get pictures of it because they had never seen a squirrel before up close, and like we had our screen glass door and the squirrel was like 2 feet away from the door, and they just thought it was the coolest thing. So they're
I
unusual
remember at the
creatures.
beach. They're hilarious. I remember at the beach
They
in
are.
tennis one summer, hot as heck, probably like 90, 95 degrees. I'm in the AC, of course, and I just see this squirrel, climbing up top all the villas and whatnot. And then he's on top of my patio, the railings, and he's just laying there, like sprawled out with his eyes closed, as exhausted as could be. Just like, it was so funny. Yeah,
You ever see
exactly.
that?
Just like that. It
You ever see that?
was
Was it a?
great.
I think there was like a flying squirrel or something that like played dead, or a squirrel that played dead. I don't know. I remember
Well,
seeing some kind of video.
Maybe.
Now I
anyway,
don't even remember what I saw, but it was
yeah,
funny.
I was gonna say that my Falcons are done for because the Tampa Bay
Yeah.
Buccaneers are playing
I'm
the
not.
Saints on Sunday.
I'm not giving up hope yet. I
You
know
better
that
pray for Spencer
Atlanta's.
Rattler to win a football game, then, or else
Spencer
we're
Rattler.
Well,
screwed.
they. Eh,
We're
I'm
screwed.
holding out a little bit of
We
hope.
need
Stranger
Tampa's
things have
lose.
happened.
We
Stranger
need
things have
Stranger
happened.
Tampa's
things have
lose.
happened.
I
Weird,
just
All right.
weird
I
stuff
don't know.
happens, man.
I'll hold out hope for the both of us. You see, I'm wearing my
I
Atlanta
will
shirt
say
today,
this
Max.
though.
I'll hold out hope for the both
I
of
will
us.
say, despite the loss, the player of that game has to be Michael Penix Jr., bro. That
Oh,
dude led them on a game-tying
phenomenal.
drive in the fourth quarter, first
Absolutely
time in a
phenomenal.
big game in the NFL, and that dude just gave everything he had. It was like 4th and
That
11
that
and
last
short yard.
touchdown pass was a freaking
Oh,
bullet.
that was a
Oh,
missile. It was a
Ripped it in
so
there.
missile.
awesome.
I am so happy we have him. I cannot wait. If we get to the playoffs, that's great. I could not
Yeah.
be more excited to see him play in the playoffs. But if we don't, I sure as hell know we are making it next year. Because
Yeah,
that dude
he
knows
just
how to
should have
throw a
been in the
football.
game on the play before that, and they shouldn't have
He
been
should
trying
have been
some
the
direct
starting
snap to
quarterback like
Bijan.
4 weeks ago when they started
Well,
realizing
yeah.
that Kirk
Well,
Cousins doesn't look like he's the answer.
You know
And they
what though?
waited
Credit
too
to
long.
Cousins. Credit to Cousins, because I've been impressed with the way he's handled
he's a
it,
real pro.
and the
He's
way
doing
you
great.
could see on the
He's great.
sidelines he was really involved in trying to
Yeah.
help him. I was
He's
impressed.
he's teaching that kid, and that's great to have as a rookie quarterback. I mean, look at all the
Without
great
question.
quarterbacks
You
that
need that.
started out
He
with a
better.
veteran
He's getting paid a
quarterback.
lot of money to not play right now. He better be
He
teaching.
is. That's fine. You get paid if you get paid that much money to coach up a player. That. I don't think he has a problem with him not getting hurt and
As
making
long as
that
the
much
checks
money
keep
coaching
clearing,
a
right?
player. But look at all the great
Exactly.
quarterbacks over the years. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, they all started behind veteran quarterbacks who are Hall of Fame worthy, right? Brett Favre, Hall of Famer.
Well,
And so like to have that kind of aspect in Atlanta right now, and now Penix is probably going to be the starting quarterback for the foreseeable future. By the way, I didn't realize how big his hands were until I saw him grip a football. That dude
they're
wraps his hand around the
ginormous.
entire football.
Yeah,
Yeah, just unreal.
They're huge.
ginormous.
I
They're
have a
I'm with you,
smile on my
Max.
face. Despite the loss, I have a smile on my face because I love Michael Penix Jr. And when they
I mean, it was a great game. It was a tremendous
fantastic
game.
I just wish
Phenomenal.
the Falcons could have gotten the ball in overtime because I know if they would have gotten the ball, they
Yeah.
would have won. He just knew how to drive that team down the field. And finally, Kyle Pitts did something in a football game. I don't know how long it's been since I've seen Kyle Pitts do anything for the Falcons.
Been a minute.
Yeah.
He had a
Somebody
nice
that
game.
has him on multiple fantasy teams. It's been a minute.
I had him on one, and
In just
I
a
think I
minute.
ended up cutting him. Well,
I had Penix as a just for the last because I didn't think he was going to start this year, and he's been sitting on my bench for my fantasy team the entire season, so I was able to put him on.
there you go. You can steal this idea, Max. Let the Falcons be your pallbearers when you die, so they can let you down.
Dude, it might have to. Yeah, I don't blame him. I would do it.
Hey, look
do
who's
it.
here, boys! Live
Yes.
from the nation's capital. It's Wes Kerr. What's up, buddy?
Yes.
How's it going?
Hey!
How's it going?
We're doing well. How was your
Doing
day
well.
up in DC?
Pretty solid. I was traveling for the majority of it, but yeah, doing fine now.
All right, all
Nice
right.
dinner. Yep.
Right
I
on.
didn't
Well,
go to
let
those.
me.
I didn't go to the most fancy steak restaurant, but yeah, it was solid.
All right. Good. Didn't go to the Palms, but
No.
yeah, we're rolling along here. We are waiting for you to do our Loco Power Rankings, so we'll get those in a minute after we shout out our MVP sponsors. We got Base Hit Life, and Max is back in the Calm Your Mitts hoodie from Base Hit Life. They've got all kinds of cool hoodies, funny designs, cool designs, baseball and softball themed stuff. So go check it out and see if there's something for you at basehitlife.com and live your best base hit life. Homegrown home inspections, best home inspectors in the Loco. They're going to check on your home and make sure it's good to go. And if you're building a new home, you got to have the phased inspection. Let them check on it every step of the way and make sure it's built right with homegrown home inspections. Hospice Care of the Lowcountry is now part of Mirasol Health, providing much more than just hospice care. Mirasol Health is compassionate care for life's most challenging moments. And USCB Centers for Lowcountry Hospitality Education, beautiful campus on Hilton Head Island, providing all kinds of great services, including the Island Ambassadors and Bluffton Ambassadors program. So if you want to find out more, get in touch with the USCB Center for Lowcountry Hospitality Education. Those are our MVP sponsors. Do we want to get into the power rankings? Wes has faded to black.
I will.
You can. He's faded to
Sorry.
black. And
There he is.
There,
Right
they
here,
both
yeah,
are.
I'm back. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna do mine on the kind of on the fly. I kind of took like a 5 minute glance at it, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, it's sort of started to sort itself out a little bit, I think. Do you
Yeah.
want to take the first crack at it, Wes?
Well, I think I took the first crack last time. I'll let Max, if you want to go first, then go ahead and I'll.
Max, you want to lead us
Sure.
off?
What are we starting with?
Girls.
Girls. Ooh.
Girls first.
Ladies
all right.
first.
Ladies first.
Yeah.
Okay. Number one. Where should I start? Number one. Oh, I'll start with number one. Man, I think number one for me right now, because of the way they've been playing.
I'm trying to get your cheat sheet up here.
Yeah, I don't want to put them there, but
Well, we know who's number one.
yeah, JP2
Well, there's a team with
right
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
there's one other team that you can maybe make an argument for, but
yeah, number.
Yeah, I think that's probably the team that I made an argument for, because I don't have JP2 number one
right now.
You
I
don't?
think JP2 is clearly
You don't have JP2 number one? We'll see. I was making the case. I was going to debate. I was debating between Prep and JP2, but JP2 just won the Bobcat Classic.
Over
Prep. So you still have Prep at 1, despite the win in the tournament.
No. Yeah, I don't have Prep at 1. I have JP2.
That's bold. That's bold.
I was not going to put Prep at 1.
I have JP2 at 2.
Whoa.
Interesting.
Okay.
I'm putting JP2 at 1. I was debating it, but I can't. JP2 at 1.
This is what we had last time, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know what to do between Buford and Prep, because I have not seen Buford play in a while, and I don't know what to think of them right now. I need to see more out of them, and for that reason, I'm switching Buford and Hilton at Prep. I'm putting Prep at 2. I'll put Buford at 3, and May River at 4, and Hilton Head I think at 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So my
either
only
Hilton Head, Carlton Prep, Whale Branch.
I mean,
the
I
corpse
don't
of
see anyone
Cross.
that
Hilton
Actually,
Head's the
the
team I
I
like
don't
the
see
most.
anyone. I don't
Patrick
see
Henry could
anyone
be in
that
there.
would
Cross,
knock
maybe.
off. Yeah, I don't see anyone that would
I
knock
I
off
think at
Hilton
this
at this
point I
point.
can't put Cross at the top 5 at this point. I just can't.
See,
Um,
I think they might be my
Yeah,
5 now,
I
but I don't know. Hilton Head's
I
not
would
bad.
yeah I it's still kind of volatile to put Cross
yeah.
right
So
now
this
in
would
the
be
top five.
yeah
Um,
yeah.
yeah. This is kind of what I'm thinking as well here. JP2, I think they are the clear number one from what we saw
My
on
switch
Saturday,
would
but
be Prep
also
and Buford. That would be my switch. I'd put Prep at
Okay.
2, Buford at 3,
I
and
would
then May
stay
River 4,
JP2
Hilton
Buford
at 5.
Prep.
I'm gonna yeah I the thing about Hilton at Prep is we've seen some good wins from them. They've I mean Hilton and Chris Academy obviously not in our top five, but they're still a sneaky team if they can get going. They the quality win for Hilton at Prep was they beat Hilton at that was a really
Yep.
solid win because Hilton's in our top five.
Right.
Um, Buford Buford's had a great start. They've played a tough schedule and they've picked up some good wins. Um, so you can make the case either Buford or Hilton Head Prep
Oh yeah, of course.
in that top three. Um, from what I saw on Saturday, I still think that Hilton Head Prep has a bit more ways to go. They're still a very good team, but I question in terms of how well they can do against top squads from around here. I think Buford's a little bit more deep and a little more balanced. So I have them slightly ahead, but I still very like Hilton Head Prep in 3A. I mean, these are
Yeah.
local power rankings based on everybody in the area. But of course, still in the prep, they're in
Right.
skis 3. They don't have to play like I mean,
Right.
they're playing 4A teams, but
Yep.
in terms of competing for a championship, they're skis 3A. So I think Hilton and Prep may have the best shot along. That because if you use 4A, I think Hilton and Prep
Right.
of these teams has the best shot to win it all in there. So that's what's going for Hilton and Prep. Say Hilton Prep
Yeah.
fans, you might be number 3, but you have the best shot as of now to win a
Yeah, 'cause
championship.
Of winning a
you
state
yeah.
title. Yeah.
Because if you look,
Yeah.
I think that's
if you look
true.
at the other two,
Well,
Buford and
Cross
Grove
Cross
would be
has a
tough.
great shot to win skis at 2A.
Cross true.
Still.
Cross just.
They
I mean,
do.
yeah,
Yeah.
agree. If things if they
No, as
go.
as things are right now, they've got everybody
Yes.
back,
Okay. Yes.
but PJ and Ryan's coming back. So like
Yes.
I
And
think they can
there's just the
still
competition
win
that
1A.
yeah. So
Yeah.
Cross, you
They'll
can
be
make the
fine.
case they might have the better chance of Hilton than Prep, but I think the Dolphins are making a good case of them as well. So both those
Mhm.
two teams with terrific shots. Now the interesting part is May River. They kind of had a tough. I mean, they almost beat JP2 for it. Like,
Sure
don't forget
did.
about that. That first round matchup, they
I've got
were
them
right there.
squarely in the
So
top
I would
5.
be surprised if May River could jump a few spots very soon.
Yeah.
I think. I mean,
Well, I mean,
just
if
the
they beat
results
Buford,
based.
right?
Right.
That
If
would
they had
change
Buford,
things.
Oh yeah.
I put them ahead. But I think May River has probably one of the teams one of the best potential in that region with Coach Kicks at the helm. I like how that team's
Yeah, of
playing.
course. Yeah.
Tough to see them not get that result against because man, they had a great opportunity to win that
It
game.
was a good
I
game.
mean,
Yeah.
it was until the very end. I actually was with I saw Marcus Ryan was walking in, and I believe May River was down a couple points, and JP2 missed some free throws. May River had a chance, and they had a chance to tie it and could not. Tough to see that for the Sharks, but I still like them heading into this region. And then I still like Hilton Head too. They have a couple of
Yep.
solid pieces, and Coach Rancis is building a solid team over there. So I like Hilton Head Prep. I think yeah, you can make a case for Cross with the core that's still there. CP Colton Prep, they're not top 5, but they're going to be a very good team this year. And Whale Branch,
Yeah, I mean,
they've been battling. Whale Branch been battling.
I'm interested to see Carlton Prep against Hilton Head Prep. Wall Branch has been pretty solid. They've beaten
Yeah,
They've been
Battery
solid.
Creek twice. They beat Bluffton.
yeah.
I got them. I got my eye on them. But okay,
Same.
I've actually got these almost tallied up. I think Wes, you're going JP2, Buford, Hilton Head Prep, and then what? May River Hilton Head?
I still have May River. I still have May River Hilton Head. As much as I want to be a
Okay.
homer, I still think May River's a little better right now.
And Max, you're the same except you're flip flopping Prep and Buford.
Yeah, put Prep at 2, Buford at 3, just for the time being. I need to go
All
watch
right.
a Buford girls game.
Yeah,
to
no,
be
I
honest
think
with
that's
you.
fair. Totally fair.
Yeah.
Marcus Walsh, you got Prep as your one?
I went back and forth, and I still have Hilton Head Prep as the number one, even though they got beat, lowered JP2 to 2. I took May River at third. I am really impressed with that basketball team. You know what? Do I have that right? Yes. And then Buford, Hilton Head, I was splitting hairs a little bit. Obviously, I haven't seen either one of those teams in person, and that's the best way that I can determine things. I went with Buford at 4, and then I went Bluffton at 5.
Okay.
Actually,
Oh,
so that's
okay.
my top 5, with Hilton Head right on the door at 6.
All right.
It looks like it's been a bit of a struggle for them so far out the
So wait,
gates.
remind me your top 5 again, Marcus.
I've
All right,
got
well, I've
Hilton
got
Head
them
Prep.
all in place.
I've got Prep at 1, JP2 at 2, May River at 3, Buford at 4, and
Okay.
Bluffton at 5.
Okay. Yeah,
Well,
all
our
right.
composite with the 4 of us contributing is this. That's our composite with Cross and Bluffton receiving votes. Oh, sorry.
You have the RV
Still-
distinction with those. There we
There
go.
you go.
There's your
There's
Cross
our-
is
Loco
yeah.
girls
girls.
power rankings
For me,
for,
the Hilton Head and Cross are 2 of the closer ones for me right now. Obviously Cross is getting most of their team back, so I have a feeling sooner rather than later they may hit that top 5 for me.
I think Whale Branch is right there. I think Patrick
Whale
Henry's
Branch is
kind of
good.
in
Yeah,
that
that's
same
good.
little
couple of
pod.
squads are very close.
Yeah,
They're very
I
close.
need to see Calder
Yeah.
Prep play, which is why, like you said, Justin, I'm
Yeah.
intrigued when they play Prep.
Right.
Whenever that is,
Yeah.
which I
Yeah,
know
no doubt.
We're still going
No
to
doubt.
see.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to see the May River Buford Bluffton thing play out. So we're gonna
Yeah, right.
we're gonna get a better idea about that.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Hampton's not in here either, but they and Whale Branch will play each other a couple times, and then Hilton Head Prep and Colleton Prep will play each other. So all this will sort itself out a little bit more. I mean, there'll still be some weirdness, but then Marcus will throw you a wild card and go with the team that got beat,
Right.
but over the team that beat them. So who knows what you get here?
Yeah, you just never know.
Yep.
Now let's go to the boys. Here's what we had last time. We may have some changes here. Ignore those records; those are old records.
Yeah.
And now we do the boys. Who wants to go first? Max? Do you want me to go go
I'll go
good.
first.
All right, what do you got?
I got
Just to put it into perspective, we got Bluffton and Hilton Head Prep split, each one on their home court by 12 points. JP2 also split with Prep, won by 1 at home, lost by I think 12 on the road.
How much did Prep beat Bluffton by?
What's that?
They said they each
Prep beat Bluffton by
was-
12. Bluffton
12.
beat Prep by 12. It's
Wow,
dead
so
even.
same margin of victory.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Prep has beaten May River twice.
Both won on their home court.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put Bluffton at 1. I think not just I'm not obviously the split between the two is 100% even, like equally even, like as dead as you can be in terms of a split.
Typically, when you got a dead even split like that, most recent win kind of gets the tiebreaker in the way.
Right.
For that reason, I'm gonna take Bluffton at 1.
Yeah.
I also think going forward, I think Bluffton might be my one team for the foreseeable future until they surprisingly lose.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Well,
region play is going to
the
be
thing
interesting.
is that here's the thing is that Prep's the strength of schedule is not going to be like the same compared to Bluffton. Bluffton has to play some solid 4A teams.
They do.
Hilton Prep is they can I mean they could easily walk through that region pretty easily. I'm not sure they probably have some more games out of region that they play.
With that said,
throughout the
Prep's
rest-
probably played a much more difficult schedule up to this
Schedule.
point than
Yeah,
Bluffton has.
agreed.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
But I'm gonna put it this way: these two teams are
But they
probably
did
going
lose
to
to
be going
St.
back and forth between each other for the rest of the year
Yeah.
from that one spot. So for
Yeah, I
right
think
now,
when
I
one
got
of them
Bluffton.
if one of them loses, they might fall. But
Right.
if they don't,
Right.
then they'll kind of stay
You
where they
know,
are.
I'm putting Bluffton
Yeah.
at 1, Prep at 2.
Yeah.
But obviously, those could be changed so easily between the two. Like it's that close between these two teams. Third, May River at 3. I like May River at 3. They had 2 really good tournaments, both at Battery Creek and at the Bobcat Classic as well. So I'm putting
Only
May
loss
River
in both those tournaments was to Prep, right?
yeah, both their losses was Prep. So May River at 3. Oh, JP2 at 4. I'm going to put JP2 at 4.
Mm.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to put Battery Creek in my top 5 at the moment. They just
Yeah,
have not played
I don't
great.
know that I would.
Uh,
I mean, they just
I-
lost to Hampton, so Hampton,
Well,
I might
comes into
have
play
to
there.
put Hampton
Yeah.
in at 5. I think I might have to put Hampton in at 5. If it's not
support
Hampton,
Then who? I mean, they just beat Battery Creek and Bridges in this tournament.
it's got to be
Right.
Hampton because Bridges
think it
Prep
has
has
to be.
been very disappointing to watch as of lately for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
Whale
don't
Branch,
think Bridges
I don't think we can put Whale Branch in that conversation.
no.
No, they haven't done
So
enough.
No.
yet.
for me, number 5 is going to be Hampton County, and
agree.
Battery Creek's going to have to sit on the outside for the time being. We'll
Yep.
see what they look like when
Hmm.
Ethan Cox returns for them.
Yep.
But for now, they're out of my top 5. They just have not looked great these past couple weeks. Now I know they've had a lot of games that they've played for 2 weeks, but you would have hoped they would have done better in their own tournament, and they didn't. They didn't do terrible, but they didn't do great either. And then they just did not show up well at the Bobcat Classic. So
Right.
my top 5 will be Bluffton at 1, Prep at 2, May River 3, JP2 4, and Hampton County 5.
Yep.
If you don't mind,
All right.
I'm going to go second
All right,
because
go ahead.
mine's very similar to Max. The top 3 are the same. I have JP2 at 5, and I know it's probably been a while since they played, but what about Hilton Head?
Yeah.
I've got Hilton Head at 4.
Somebody could be in that conversation potentially.
Okay.
I was really impressed, and I'll see certainly more of them as we go on. But I was really impressed what I saw out of Hilton Head in their
Especially
matchup
that,
against Richmond Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was a
it's
good
not
win.
just Richmond Hill, but the win they got in overtime.
In the
I'm
Seahawk.
trying to remember
Yeah.
the team. Yes, that was a very good win. I'm trying to
Yes,
if I can. Yes.
Well, and
they
they had the
yeah,
eventual
that was a
champs
gritty
down for the
win.
count, right?
Yeah. Yes. So I'm gonna put Bluffton at Hilton Prep. Although you can make a case either way there. I think
yeah,
May
it's
River
so
is
thin.
the right number 3. I think they're pretty much rock solid right there at number 3. I'm gonna put. I like this JB2 team. I'm gonna put them at 4 and put Hilton at 5. It that's that. Oh, actually, wait. Okay. I forgot about Hampton County. I think they deserve a shot, a spot in there. So, which one of those 5 or 6 teams? So we haven't seen much of JP2 recently because the boys were in that
No.
holiday tournament.
They haven't played in a minute.
So,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I may have to put.
Mind you, they are
I may
the
have
only
to
other
put
team to have played with Prep. So
Yeah.
right.
True.
See,
saying
that's
that.
what that's the.
And they lost a close one to May River. Two
They did.
points
They
or something.
did. So I do think you have to keep them in there. I'm gonna go I'm gonna go Bluffton, Hilton Prep, May River, JP2, and Hilton High. And I put Hilton High over Hampton County because they played some solid teams. They have some strong
It's very good.
wins.
Yeah.
And it was Richmond Hill. Hampton, still a bit underwhelming for me this year. No, they can make some noise in that region, but I've yet to see enough. But they are receiving votes for. I mean, they are next up for sure. Them and Battery Creek are right there in that 6-7 range. at this point in the season.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm also going to give Bluffton the edge. Although I toyed with keeping Prep at 1 just because Sheehan wasn't there, and that game might look different if he was. But it is what it is. Bluffton, they played exceptionally well in that game. They impressed me. They physically, athletically, they're very impressive. I mean, like Fish said the other night, if they can clean up some of the mental mistakes and just silly stuff, they've got a shot to be really, really good.
Yeah,
so,
it's like Kevin Libby said the other night. Like Bluffton has the highest ceiling, Prep has the highest floor.
Yeah,
right?
like what you're getting with Prep, and they're almost certainly going to win a state championship. But Bluffton definitely
once again,
has.
it's like there's a difference between power rankings and
right.
Likelihood of winning a state championship. Those are two very separate things.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'll go Bluffton and then Prep, obviously, and then May River 3rd. I've got Hampton County 4th and then JP2 5th. I splitting hairs. I've just seen more of Hampton County. I've seen how intense and physical and violently they play the game, and I just think I'm not sure JP2 is ready for all that. It's a different kind of game.
I'm intrigued to see when Hampton plays Bridges again, because those two teams just played and Hampton pretty much knocked the doors off of Bridges.
Yeah, it ended up being like an 8-point game at the end, but that was because Ponce went crazy for Bridges at the end, started just going Reggie Miller and making threes all over the place, and it got interesting for a second. They started pressing, and but yeah, Hampton was doubling them up for most of the game.
Right.
So yeah, Hampton ain't afraid to play a slugfest, and I could be wrong. I don't think we'll get to see them play each other, but
are we thinking Hampton's favorite in that region right now over Bridges Prep? Would we think that?
I think so.
I
don't know if they're
we have.
I don't know if they're the favorite because I don't know really what like Edisto and them have. But,
Edisto. Yeah.
So but Edisto's pretty good. They're coached by Singleton, the old coach from Estill. And
that's right.
Oh, wow.
He's really good.
Edisto did. I feel like Edisto had a good team last year too.
You out of here, Creek. May River moves up to 3.
Creek, you're gonna have to improve. Come on, guys. I know you can. I know you do.
JP2 is our 4, and then we have a tie for 5th.
Oh.
Ooh, you got like
Hampton
the
County
field. So there you go. We got a tie for 5th.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Using the polling method.
Yep.
Like it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method. There you go. There's your boys' power rankings. As according to 4 dudes.
Or random guys just doing the show together.
4 dudes who watch a lot of basketball, a lot of high school basketball. And, try to make sense of it. Look, we ain't trying to throw shade on nobody. We're just trying to shine a light on everybody and call it as we see it. That's all it is.
Yeah.
As you can see, we've all watched a lot of the same games. We've all looked at the same results, and we all have different opinions, and that's okay. You don't
that
have
is
to
more than
agree with
okay.
this. It's a jumping off point. You can make your own.
Right.
Just be prepared to justify them, because we will razz you if you do something like put the team that just beat the other team behind the team that just beat. We're going to razz you about that.
Yeah.
But there you go. There's your Hoops Power Rankings, brought to you by tonight. We'll say they're brought to you by our varsity sponsors, DDS Web Design, building, hosting, maintaining websites for businesses and nonprofits to get results, DDSHHI.com, Parker Law Group, serving legal needs across Colleton, Hampton, and Jasper counties and helping us shine a light on those teams out on the Loco frontier. Dr. Ambrose Cole, our official chiropractor. He's at Rooted Living Wellness in Bluffton, and he'll get you feeling right, mind, body, and spirit. And Reverence Wrestling Club, our official wrestling sponsor and presenting sponsor of the Loco Grind. If all these wrestling coaches have the energy left tomorrow, we're going to try to do a little Loco Grind tomorrow night and wrap up the
New Year's Rockin' Eve.
Yeah, exactly. New Year's Wrestling Eve.
Yeah.
There we go. LowcoSports New Year's Wrestling Eve.
New Year's Eve on the mat.
There you go.
Yep.
But yeah, that's what's happening. Wes, you missed our talk about the wrestling earlier, but we got 35 teams out at the Shark. South Effingham, Georgia Powerhouse leading the way after day 1. with 152.5 points.
No surprise.
They've still got 13 guys out of 14 in the tournament and 11 in the championship semifinals. Fort Mill, upstate powerhouse, they have 11 still in it. They're second with 121.5. And then May River just ahead of Ashley Ridge for third. The Sharks have 8 guys left in the tournament. And it's something you've done something to still be in the tournament at this point. They're down to 12 guys left in each weight class. So I think they might go 8 deep on medals on this thing, which is crazy, but necessary when you got that many wrestlers.
Yeah.
So I think they go 8 deep, which would mean that the first round tomorrow morning is the blood round. That's the medal round. You win, you're in the medals. You lose, you're out. So that's always a good one. What do you say? Southam wasn't that powerhouse back when I wrestled. They've come a long way. Yeah, you're an Effingham Rebel, right? Or were you You were Effingham, right? Southam is powerful now. They're very, 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 very good. So some of the cool matchups coming up tomorrow. The semifinals at 106 are interesting. I'll just say the names: Hardiman, Manlove, Crisp, and Seaman.
That's not.
That's an odd. That's just an odd pairing of names.
That's an odd group of names right there.
That's a strange group of names. I'm just saying, but they're really good wrestlers. Hardiman from South Effingham and Manlove also from South Effingham, the B team guy. They're in the semis, and then Ryan Seaman from May River on the other half against Crisp from Berkeley. So got some great matches there. 113. I don't know if we have any local guys at 113, but the Van Bynum guy from Fort Mill's a stud, and Bailey from South Effingham. 120.
Nice.
South Effingham again.
Dude,
Bryce Stevenson came through. He's got a tough one against Nally. Let me pull up my thing here. So Hardiman, the 106 pounder, he was state runner up in Georgia 6A last year. So he's tough. I was going to look up the Fort Mill guys. They're all good. Van Bynum is ranked number 2 in the state right now. Nally, this guy here that Stevenson's wrestling, he's number 1 in 5A, and Stevenson's number 1 in 4A. So that's a really good semifinal matchup. Should be a lot of fun. Let's see, 126ers. I know you guys are loving this. Just looking at the brackets. We don't have any locals in that one.
All right.
Flow Arena is great, by the way. This has revolutionized how you can follow wrestling. Yeah, you see how big it is. You're not even looking at the consolation side of the bracket. Look at this crap that you got to go through to make it to the finals.
Yeah.
Make it back through. You got to win so many matches, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Gianni Batone, he's a Lucy Beckham guy, but he trains at Reverend some. And then Ricky Springs from Fort D. If those two meet in the finals, that will be an amazing matchup. 138. Fort Mill's all over this thing. There's going to be a ton of Fort Mill versus South Effingham tomorrow if you're out there. Antonio McKnight from Beaufort in the semis. He was not seeded, but came through. He's penned his way through the bracket, so he's got the number 1 seed coming up next. That'll be good. All right, these are my favorite dudes right here. South Effingham, they got Bear Bringer, and then we're going to see at 157 they got Moose Bringer. Brothers named Bear and Moose. I love it.
Moose, Bear and Moose. Nice.
Butler from May River in the semis against Favero from Lucy Beckham. And then you got other guys down there. Gabe Fulton, he's wrestling the Moose. And then
Moose.
Yeah, that's the other side. Bear and Moose are tough, dude. They are tough, as you can imagine.
Yes.
Henry Santee, freshman from May River, surprise semifinalist, penned his way through. That's impressive. And then Kevin Summers from Bridges Prep is in the semis as well. 175, we could have a Loco on Loco showdown with Ali Jenkins from Bridges and Joshua Echevarria, who was on the grind a couple weeks ago from May River. That would be a great matchup. 190, got Luke Sobey from Patrick Henry is in the semis, and we don't have anybody on that side. Oops, skip 215. And then I don't think we have a 215 in there either. Nah. These are all going to be great matches, though. No 285s either. We got some guys still in it in the backside as well, but there's your championship. Let's see. Muhammad Ali Jenkins at 175. Kevin the Worm at 165. And then Bear and Moose. Oh, I saw Bear wearing his bathrobe around today then. Had to have been Bear because I saw a guy wearing a bathrobe today. I commented on it, and he was smaller than 157, so it must have been Bear. But, yeah, it'll be a good time over there. It's chaotic. They got 6 mats going, 3 in the main gym, 3 in the auxiliary. I had a great lunch. Shout out to the hospitality room volunteers. They had full-on pulled pork meal out there. It was good stuff. So shout out to all the folks bringing the wrestling to the river. Wrestling on the river.
Nice.
I like that.
Wrestling on the
U.S.
river.
Army
Nice.
Shark Invitational. Very cool. I'll
Very
be out there
cool.
tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
So say hi if you're out there. What else you boys want to talk about? Not much else happening locally. Did we talk about that Irvin Mulligan has declared for the NFL draft?
I don't think we did. I mean, we talked about it.
I don't think we
off-air,
mentioned it. We did not mention it. We
Well
did not
deserved.
mention it.
Well
He
deserved.
did. Yeah, let me find the post that he made because it
Listen,
was pretty
NFL,
cool.
If you're watching, this dude is someone to definitely draft. He's worth being drafted.
Yeah.
I think there's a
He's
good
great,
chance.
fantastic player.
I would
and
not be
I
surprised.
can't wait to see him play at the next level because I think he will get his chance. He will 100% get that chance to play.
No doubt. No
Yeah.
doubt. I 100% agree that he's going to get that opportunity at some point, and that's one of those guys who's going to come out of nowhere, and if he gets his chance, he's going to make his
Well,
name.
he's been. I
Make
mean,
his
the
name
only
known.
thing that slowed him down at any point has been injuries. You know, he was
Yeah.
he was injured his
always the
senior
one thing
year,
that-
midway through, on his way
always
to
a
what
question
probably
mark.
would have been his 3rd straight year of 1,400 rushing yards or more in high school.
Yeah.
And then you wondered if that was going to, it's certainly probably limited his upward mobility as far as recruitment goes. And he already had an offer from Wofford. He stuck it out there, was there 3 years, paid his dues. The 3rd year, he was their leading rusher, and he had a degree in hand. So he jumped in the portal, went to Jackson State, played 2 more years. Last year was injured, for part of the season, had surgery afterwards and missed the first little bit this year. And then once he got back on the field, there was no stopping him. He was absolutely dominant all season long.
Yeah.
I thought his statement was awesome. First, I'd like to thank God for the gift he's given me and the passion I have for the game of football. I thank all of the people who have stood side by side with me throughout this journey. To my family, you've been my rock and helped me define my why. Your love, encouragement, and presence have been my strength. To my parents, I thank you for your sacrifices. To my coaches, thank you, Coach Hatcher, for developing my talent to showcase at the collegiate level. Thank you to Coach Romero, Coach Morton, Coach Gallion for believing in me and allowing me to demonstrate my talents at both Wofford and Jackson State. Thank you to the team that made sure I was physically ready to compete. Coach Medler, Coach Watson, Coach Middleton, and physical therapist Blair. To my teammates, thank you to all my brothers from both Wofford and Jackson State who I created a legacy with and built not only a friendship but a brotherhood for life. To the fans, I would be remiss without thanking the Wofford and Jackson State fans who gave me a sense of family by being there no matter the conditions of the game and for each and every team member. The journey has been great thus far, and it is my intent to keep the momentum. With that being said, I would like to announce that I'll be declaring for the 2025 NFL Draft to further my dreams of playing at the next level. I ask for your continued support and prayers along the way. Irv Mulligan.
I would love to see him at the draft combine if that is
he
possible.
love
If he does
that.
get
I mean,
invited.
yep.
Yeah,
That would be heartwarming if he gets the opportunity and he gets drafted, which would be just a huge win for the Low Country, which we've had many of them, but just a great story to see the records that he broke and to see him win a HBCU national championship. I mean, it's a storied year that he delivered for that team, and couldn't be more prouder of what he's done, and just so happy for that kid. Really am.
Yeah, man. Really cool.
It's awesome.
Great story, and hopefully that story can continue. and I think it will. I would love to see if he gets an invite to the draft combine. It'd be fun to see him showcase his talents there, show the NFL what he has to offer to NFL teams, and see if that could help him potentially when the draft comes around. I really do hope he gets drafted. He has earned his chance to get drafted and play at the next level. And I think when he gets that chance to play at the next level, and I think he will, he's going to give everything he has at that chance. And,
well, what he's not going to do is give up. I mean, he's a Whale Branch guy. He's
a Whale Branch dog, man. That dude knows.
Well, and he grew up around Dee Delaney, and he grew up around Ron Parker, and he knows what the journey looks like. He knows it's not a straight road. It's not a straight path. And so he's not gonna just hang his head if he doesn't get drafted or if he gets cut from the first team or whatever. He's going to keep grinding. He's going to come back and work with Kasser and get in better shape and go back and give it another shot. Stay ready. That's the Whale Branch way, right? The Seabrook way. So Pringle, same deal. He hit a wall. Did he stop? No, he went back to work and he got better and he found another opportunity and a better one and a better one. And I mean, that's the name of the game, man. Keep grinding, keep pushing. Oh, Wes just peaced out.
No doubt about it.
I think it was an accidental peace out, but a peace out nonetheless.
Yeah, sure.
But we may not see him because we're about to bring this thing in for a landing. The Loco Booster Club supports us, so please support them. Our friends and yours, Marcus Court Lifestyle Pros, Daniel and Debbie Court, Hilton Head natives. They want to bring you home to Hilton Head. Eagle Creations, promotional items and custom apparel, all kinds of great stuff. Their showroom out on Argent Boulevard. Go see our pals, Bill and Mandy, and say hi. Jay's Barbershop is the
great
place
time
to be in Ridgeland, whether you need a haircut or not. Just stop by Jay's Barbershop for some great conversation and get your ears lowered. Come out looking stylish. Barefoot Floor Care of the Low Country. Get your floors so clean your feet will thank you. Hudson's Seafood House on the Docks is presenting sponsor of Under the Bus and a great spot for seafood, cocktails, and sunsets on Hilton Head Island. And Hurricane Sports Cafe is the place to be in Hampton if you're hungry or thirsty. Stop by, get something to eat or drink, and say hi from the fellas at Loco. That's our Loco Booster Club. Parting thoughts, gents?
I have one, but
I wanted to lead off since I just landed here today in Washington D.C. I'll tell you what, there are a lot of happy people over here in those red and yellow Commanders jerseys because they did something special yesterday, and at the expense of my good friend, his Atlanta Falcons, Jaden Daniels. He's him. He is him, and
He's the truth.
I'm just I'm just so impressed about the resolve of him and that Washington team. And man, the Falcons. I thought Bijan Robinson was unstoppable in that first half. The run game was having their way, and I turned it off for a second, and I saw it was tied. I turned it back on, and the Falcons had the ball. It looked like they were gonna, Younghoe Koo. When does he ever miss in a clutch kick?
No, he's hurt.
He was hurt.
He's hurt.
So who was?
It was some chump,
and
he came up like 10 yards short.
Oh man, yeah.
It was some dude who's kicked for 3 different teams this year.
Oh man, yeah, that's tough to not have him in there. But regardless, that was a long field goal try, so no guarantees there. But
man, it looked so good off the foot, and then it came up so short.
Yeah, I thought it was good. But there are a couple more things about that game. Obviously, Jaden Daniels and the way he executed in overtime to win that ball game. The other thing is that the Falcons, I thought, could have scored another touchdown at the end of that second half. And they had like there were 40 seconds left. They were driving. They took like 20 seconds off the clock where they had all 3 timeouts.
Yeah.
Like what were they doing there?
What were they doing?
What were they doing?
I don't get it.
No,
he had 2 timeouts to play with and did nothing with them. Not anything.
Just
he wasted
left them on the
seconds.
table.
You could have gotten in closer if you would have just taken the timeout, played a couple plays.
Yeah, but those timeouts will come in handy. If he gets hungry this offseason, he'll have those timeouts in his back pocket.
Just, I was like, what the hell are they doing? I was like, call the damn timeout. What are you doing? You wasted 20
He's saving
seconds.
him for next season.
Yeah, right.
I don't roll over like that. But the other thing is,
we need
I know that
Spencer
they've
Rattler
changed it in the
to
playoffs, but the overtime rules where
So
one
dumb.
team can win toss and
This
the other
is
team doesn't see the
stupid.
ball. I don't care how good or bad your defense is. I think that every team in this age of football where offenses rule the day, for the
Mhm.
most part, there has to be there. I mean, it has to be similar to college. I know. On the other hand, I like how there can be ties. I always like the chaos of ties in the NFL in the regular season. So there's a sentimental part to that, but I think the best way to do it is similar to college. And I think instead of uh, maybe start like the 50 or the 40 because you have maybe
Yeah, but
or at least the yeah, there are some pros and
they're
cons to
overtime.
that.
But the playoff overtime rules are different than the regular season. Why not just
Right.
have the
Right.
playoff overtime rules the
True.
same as
And
the
they did
regular
that
season?
before. They did that before. And that would make
I don't know
sense. I
why they
guess the
changed
only
it.
thing about that is that
Yeah.
they don't want I would be just go back to the 15-minute overtime because they changed to 10. If you do 15-minute overtimes and use that overtime format using the playoffs, they should be fine. And really, 15 minutes in overtime versus 10 minutes isn't that big of a deal. I mean, it's not much of a difference. So I
No.
actually now, yeah, now that I hear that, I kind of like that idea. But yeah, I feel for Atlanta. I feel for their fans, even though I am a Carolina fan. The Falcons will most likely take care of business against Carolina. We'll see what happens. I wouldn't be. At this point, I'll be fine to improve that draft position. I think there are a lot of positives to take away with Bryce Young and what he has done. So if he plays a strong game
Yeah.
and Carolina falls short, I'll be fine with that, and I'll take
I'm just
a,
praying
a
for
solid
Spencer Rattler.
solid draft slot.
Yeah.
But yeah, just tough to see that for Atlanta, but
Oh.
good for Washington, good for the Commanders, and I'll tell you what, the new owner who's come in and that front office has done a great job, and
Josh
Jay Daniels
Harris.
certainly was the Jay Daniels is
Yeah.
certainly the correct call.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That
Getting
was
rid of Snyder was the correct call
Yep.
too. That idiot is gone.
Yeah,
Thank
they've had
Oh yeah.
some.
Lord.
Oh,
Football
Yeah,
is back in
thank
DC,
God.
yikes.
baby.
Thank God. What a clown
yeah,
show. What an absolute clown show.
yeah.
Max,
Anyway,
what'd you have, buddy?
Go ahead,
I don't know
Max.
if we shared, apart from our going into the draft, I don't know if we mentioned Gaston Moore has entered the transfer
Oh,
portal.
we did not.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
no.
We
that's
have not
right.
shared that.
It,
He is currently in the
it
transfer.
came across my
On the
radar. I
text.
sent a text. I
Yeah.
totally forgot that I
Well, it was
mentioned it
funny
in one
because
of our shows.
yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because Marcus Gaston was at St. Luke's 2 nights before it was announced that he had entered the transfer portal. And
Okay.
I briefly talked with him because me and him have been good friends for years now. And I asked him, I was like, so what's the next step for you, man? And he's like, stay tuned. And I was like, okay. I was
All
like,
right.
I have a weird feeling that he's gonna do something interesting because he has got one more season left of eligibility, and
Hey,
I had a
hey
feeling he was
Gaston.
going to use it somewhere else.
Hey
So,
Gaston, Brady Cook just played his last game as a Mizzou Tiger today, buddy. We could maybe use a little stopgap over there.
you know, that's not a bad place to
MIZZOU.
go. I wouldn't be shocked if he decided to go there. It wouldn't be a bad
They're,
idea.
they're gonna get in that portal and get him a quarterback, I think. I mean, I think that's probably the move. You just
Go to
got to
Mizzou,
do it
Gaston.
nowadays, right?
Go to
Like
Yeah.
Mizzou, Gaston.
you got to
JJ
see what's
wants
out
it,
there.
So do I. go to
That's how
Mizzou.
you.
Absolutely.
JJ wants it, and we do too.
Yep.
That's right.
So we'll see where Gaston goes. I have not heard anything since he's entered the transfer portal. I have not heard of any schools that are looking at him. I haven't seen anything online either. So I guess we'll have to
He's
wait
going
and
to get
see
an
where.
opportunity somewhere. It's just a
Oh,
matter of how
absolutely,
high.
absolutely.
How high. He's
Yeah.
going to be a starting quarterback somewhere next
Oh
year.
yeah, for sure. He deserves to be a starting quarterback. He's waited long enough to get a starting job, and I think he's earned
it's
it.
just
Despite
it may not be in the SEC as much as I say Mizzou. It may be more like in the MAC or someplace like that. But
it could be the ACC as well. I mean, I'm sure
yeah,
there's a
that's
school
true.
in the ACC
Yeah.
that could be looking at him. So we'll
Well,
see what happens. But just to let everyone know, Gaston Moore has entered the transfer portal as of 4 days ago. So we
right.
shall see where he ends up landing, where his next stage of trying to get to the NFL will be. And I do think he has a shot. If he gets a chance to start, he has a shot of making it to the NFL because I think he has the talent to be an NFL quarterback. So
Well,
we shall
I
see where
have
he
I have
goes.
one more fun parting thought, but you guys go first if you have one.
I was just going to say, I can't wait for Sunday. The bowl season's going to get going.
Yep.
Certainly with some big games this week, starting tomorrow,
Yep.
getting the college football playoff decided. But next
Yep. It's coming
Sunday,
up.
obviously, I'm going to be pulling for Atlanta to get the job done over Carolina. I think that New Orleans.
Ohio.
Call me crazy. I think New Orleans has a chance to knock Tampa off. And then Denver, Kansas
Ooh.
City in the 4 o'clock window on
Now,
CBS.
how about
Yeah,
with
no,
Jim
forget that
Nancy
one.
Company.
We're not
So
even
you're
But
playing
saying
our
there's a
Detroit,
starters.
Minnesota
by the way,
is going to
Cincinnati.
be
Or so you saying
Yeah.
there's a
legit.
chance?
And that's a great
Yes,
point too,
that's
Wes.
right.
Yeah,
That's why
but
that
you're
game's
relying
important.
on Carson Wentz and the rest of the Chiefs B team to beat the Broncos, and I'm
And you
not
also need the
sure
Jets
that's
to beat the
happening.
Dolphins. You also need the Jets to beat the
Oh,
Dolphins.
the Jets really stunk it up this week. Aaron Rodgers got benched
they
in the
did.
game.
That's
That was
the
hilarious.
Dolphins. Who gives a
Good.
I think he
crap
benched
about the
himself,
Jets and
didn't he?
Dolphins?
Well,
Bengals,
the
Mike.
Bengals do because they need the Jets to beat the Dolphins to get
So
into the
Bengals,
playoffs.
they
No.
play on the Saturday before, so in order to
Likely Joe
survive the
Buck
See, I
calling
think
Sunday,
that
that's
they
one.
need to
crazy.
beat
I
Pittsburgh.
think all the Week
Yeah.
18 games should be played at 1 o'clock on Sunday.
Yeah, like in soccer,
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the last round of the
Just
group,
Week 8.
like the group phase
Like
in
they
soccer.
do,
Everybody plays
like they do the final day of the regular
Yeah.
season in baseball. Everybody
Yeah.
plays
Right.
at the same
Baseball
time.
does it. Yeah.
Everybody plays it
Yeah.
once. I like
yeah.
it.
Win 162.
You
Yeah.
can't that way
Yeah.
you can't juke it.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not have a
Hey,
9 a.m. game over in San Francisco?
it'll be fun for that would be Scott Hansen would have quite a fun day with
Oh,
that. And
he'd be
Oh
Red
my
Zone.
God.
yeah.
That would be the ultimate.
A 9
Wow.
a.m. game from Levi's Stadium.
Yeah. Or maybe instead of
Okay, yeah, maybe we could start them
maybe
at
it'd be like
4
a
then.
yeah.
Start them at 4.
Yeah.
Number
That would
4.
make more
I
sense.
think that's proper.
Oh, make them all prime time for all I care. But
Yeah.
NBC
No.
would
maybe
have
after
to
No,
they
no.
would do
4
that.
o'clock's good.
Yeah.
You're starting them all at the
But
same
at the
time.
same
4
time,
p.m.'s perfect.
NBC wants their prime time, big time. They want their prime time money. They want their Vikings lines for the
I
NFC
know.
1 seed.
That's going to be a
Yeah.
great
Yeah.
game.
yeah, it is.
It's going
Yeah,
to be
make
so
the
much
Well,
Cleveland
fun.
Browns game prime time.
Get your popcorn ready for that,
Yeah.
baby.
Heck yeah.
The pendulum
Yeah.
has swung
my
back
my
the other
guy
way,
Sam
boys.
Darnold. Yeah. Yeah.
And
I'm gonna lose. I'm
Well,
gonna lose. Laporta came to life in the second half.
Laporta.
I'm
and
down by
Jahmyr
1,
Gibbs.
so barring a fumble, I am going to
Jahmyr
lose.
Gibbs has got a football, and that's a
Well, they were both
heartbreaker.
underperforming for most of the night,
Yeah.
but Laporta now has 5 catches for 60 yards and a touchdown, and I'm toast.
Oh, Sam Laporta. Yeah, Lions
Getting
offense
revenge
is
on
great.
me for my Tigers beating
Yeah.
his Hawkeyes today.
Yeah. All right. Well, since this is it. This is it. This is the last show of the last lowdown of 2024. So it makes sense that I, to look back on this past year. And so I went through and found 10 moments, 10 of my favorite moments or 10 stories from
love
this
that.
year that I will remember in a big way. And so there are a few that I'm going to go through here, and I guess we'll start with number 10. I kind of ranked these last minute, so don't judge these too much. But at number 10, I got the May River volleyball team and the run they went on to the state title this year. Certainly, kind of came out of nowhere. But I guess if you're watching the team for like the last couple of weeks, you could see that the nucleus was really starting to figure it out. And they went on one heck of a run. I got to call that first round match with Javon Livingston. They swept the heck out of whoever they played. Forget who they played, but they were tremendous. And that win over Bishop England, was it, to that was they battled and They dropped the first set in a lot of those matches, but they came back, they stormed back, and man, unfortunately it was a sad ending because they had a chance to beat Pickens in the state
Yeah.
championship game, and they blew that set. They had like a
Had a chance to
5 point
go up 2-0.
Yeah. Oh, that
Mm.
was yeah, that was tough. That was
Couldn't put
tough.
it
I thought
away.
they had that
Yeah.
one in the bag, but great season for the Sharks. Number 9 is
Number 9.
kind of a number 9. Kind of a I'll put this at number 9. I'm gonna go with the great game that was never finished. Mayor Bluffton baseball.
Oh yeah.
I remember
Oh yeah.
going out there. It was a playoff game. It was a pitcher's duel.
Oh,
And then all of a sudden the rain comes and it gets washed out, and the s- it was tough to see because one
yeah.
team advanced and one went home, and it
Bluffton
was like
advanced and River
Bluffton, yeah,
went home.
Bluffton got through. That was cruel. I mean, that's you talk about playoffs and how thin the margins are, but you just hate to see it decided by that. And that was one of the best baseball games. It was such a clean, well played game, pitchers duel. I was on the edge of my seat that night, and all of a sudden the rain came, and it was like, oh man,
Yeah.
just unfair to see it end like that. And you just wish there was an opportunity for that, because it was playoffs, and so you had to advance the bracket, and you
Yeah.
had a chance to finish it, and it was just you want a resolution. That's what you love as sports fans. You want a resolution to those kinds of games, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, we were not able to get it, which kind of stunk. But hey, that's the way it is. Sometimes you gotta move on. But uh, great ball game. Very very impressed by the baseball talent we have. Number 8 is a twofer. One guy we talked about today, Irv Mulligan, with the season he had, and then I put Lee Kirkland's name onto it as well because what he did at
Yeah.
Pikeville was
Wow.
just sensational.
Unreal.
Threw for a gazillion passing yards
Gazillion
and yeah,
touchdowns too.
yeah. Yeah, he was something
Dang,
special. And
son.
both those yeah. I want to see both those kids continue it potentially into the league, which would be really really cool. Really really cool in my opinion.
If Lee doesn't keep
Um
playing, I think he'll be a coach,
Oh yeah,
oh, no
like
doubt.
his
he's
daddy.
got to.
No
Yeah,
no doubt about that. I am
Offensive
got a
coordinator.
I'm
bunch of
totally
beer in.
yes, yes. Yeah, I'm totally on board with that one. Number seven, Region 6-4A football. What
Oh,
a
Yeah.
what a
Yeah,
phenomenal!
there you
fantastic,
go.
It
yeah,
was
What
so
a
yeah.
good.
hell
What
of
what
a
a
year!
yeah, yeah,
I saw a
and
bunch of it.
and
Called some great games.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, and you were at the
Wow,
centerpiece, and we didn't get just one Mabry Bluffton. We
so
got two
much
Mabry
fun.
Bluftons,
Got
Yep.
and
two of them.
man, that last one, instant classic. I say that a lot, but that was a true instant classic of a
Yeah,
ball game.
Both of them.
Uh,
I
both
mean,
both
both
of
of them
them,
were. Oh,
right?
no doubt about that.
the only
Yeah,
one that was a letdown
and
was the Bridge Bowl. Every other game was
and
Yeah,
then and then
everything
part
you
of
wanted
that
it to
the
be.
the
part
one
of
that we
that
didn't think was going to be.
part
Right.
part two of
Oh,
that part two of that was Hilton Head season and what BJ Payne did, because that
Yeah.
was a
phenomenal!
tremendous year. I did not see it coming, even as a Seahawk fan. Well done. Uh, Tim Kozarnecki, fantastic. Ranejewski, what he did at quarterback, and that defense was sensational. Just what a great team that
It
was. I I commend what the Seahawks did that year, and I'm excited for the
Yeah.
future. And BJ Payne, what a coach, and what a great run
yeah.
that they put on here.
It
Getting to see that playoff win.
did not take me long to just see that team was different. When I saw them
Yep.
against
Oh,
Aiken,
no
I think that
doubt,
was week 3 or week
no
4
doubt,
of the season. I'm like,
no
whoa,
doubt,
these
no
guys,
doubt,
these guys are the real deal,
no
and they
doubt.
were.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
All right.
All
Number
right.
5.
Number six. Number six.
I thought that was number
No, that was
6.
number 7.
That was
Yeah,
7.
that was number 6.
No,
I
that
was
was number
pretty sure.
7.
Oh, okay.
Number
All right.
6. Yeah, number 6. Um, Number 6 was Max. This hint here. You probably know it. This was the first thing I called with you. It was
yeah.
at the
Girls
USCB's gym.
basketball.
Girls state final. Hilton Head Christian Academy JP2. What a game! What an atmosphere that was! And that was so much fun. Buford's Own was there. We did the call with them. We only got to call the second half, but certainly that was well worth it because that was the first time I called a basketball game, and it was a ton of fun. It was the swan song for all those Hilton Head Christian Academy girls. Samaya Hutchinson.
Yeah.
That core was just
And
Devin
JP2 gave them
Or
hell
Devin
that
Yard,
night
yep.
too.
They did.
JP2 played them
did.
tough that night.
Yep. They did.
My
they
God,
did.
was that place
That
loud,
was they
too.
were toe
Holy
for toe
crap.
with that JP2 squad. And I will tell you, they showed up and played a heck of a game. Morgan Scott as well. What a core that was, and certainly it
Yeah.
was and then kind of going along with that, the end of the Takoya Hayward put her name in that segment as class of 2024 girls having that last year. Just tremendous group of ball players, and wish them all the best. Great to see Takoya at the Bobcat Classic the other day, but man, that was a terrific state final. Great to have it right here in the Low Country on top of all that. So that was number 6, the Hilton Head Christian County girls in the state final over JP2 Skiza hoops into the top 5. All right, number 5. Oh, JJ, you're gonna love this one. The Canes, the rebirth of the Hardyville Hurricanes, my number 5 story of the year.
All right.
Fantastic, and getting that win at home early. Great, getting that win at home early. Fantastic.
No,
to
we got a
see.
home on the. We got a win on the road.
It was on the
week
road.
0.
It was on the road.
Yeah.
Week
And
0.
then we
Okay.
got.
Did you get one at
we
home?
got-
Did you get one at home?
Yeah,
there?
we got one at home against Allendale on homecoming to clinch a playoff spot, but we beat somebody else too, I thought. Yeah, I thought we beat. Oh yeah, we also knocked off Branchville on the road. That was they were a top 10 team. That was a huge upset.
Yeah, that was a really
right.
nice win because Branchville was top 10 at that point. So
Yeah, Ephraim
impressive.
Tinoco with the
Very
game-winning field
impressive
goal.
win. Yeah, that's man. I wish I was there for that
That's a
one.
great
That would have been
video, by the
something
way.
special.
Me too.
I have to dig that out and find it, but that was great to see because to see a school like that come back, return, have that kind of success in football. Football sets its own, and
Playoffs in your
just
first
awesome.
season back.
Wait till
that's
football season, buddy. When we got 9 international flags flying atop the stadium, and we've got the most diverse and dominant Class 1A program in the state. Just wait.
Yep.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited for that.
All right, number 4.
Number four. This one was cool because you get to do this every year. You go out to over to Harbor Town. You see it unfold, and then sometimes crazy things happen, and it rains, and I was scrambling to go back to the media center, and it was starting to get good. Final round. It was close. You knew Scotty was going to do something. And then everything stopped. So it was like a hour and a half delay. And we were just sitting in the media center waiting for it to happen. Eventually, they get to resume the final rounds. And you go back out there, and it's a very, small crowd. And you get to see Scotty Scheffler just be him. Compete at such a high level and tear up this Harbortown golf course in a way that you have not seen. And he was on the back 9, and what an experience that was to watch the game's greatest player right now just dominate a really tough tie course. And man, the roars when that happened throughout the gallery was still there. It was well worth the wait to wait that one out because man, I just remember walking down 15 and seeing some just incredible golf shots to set up that hole for Scotty, where he really started to separate himself. And then it was a formality. The last 3 holes when they come back, they had to, of course, they didn't finish it. They had to blow the horn, and then they had to come back on Monday. It was a formality, of course, because Scotty won it. But I mean, just another feather in the cap of this tournament. See a guy like Scotty win it because he is the face of golf now in the world. I mean, there's no doubt about that. He is the guy right now. Won a gold medal this year in the Olympics. I mean, that he's doing it all.
He's an animal. He's so focused.
And
So
Yeah,
focused.
I think
Masters winner,
Year's-
Heritage winner.
Don't tell anybody, but I actually love a Monday finish every now and then. It's
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah,
cool
Right.
weekly
experience.
back in the day. Yeah,
That's my New Year's
think-
resolution.
I think I
/goal
just
for next year.
read that he's going to be out for some time.
Yeah, he had a
that
hand
he
injury. He
Had
to
a
get
hand injury
surgery.
and
Yeah.
had surgery.
Yeah.
He'll
Yeah.
be
Had a
fine.
hand
Yeah.
accident.
yeah,
Now's the
on,
time.
Christmas. Yeah.
yeah.
Now's the time to
century
have
is
your surgery.
right around the corner. I will say that is one
He
of
don't
my
care
New
about
Year's-
nothing till the Masters. I'll tell you that right
Right.
now.
That is my
Yeah.
New Year's resolution / goal is to have a media pass for next year's Heritage, and be able to experience, a
Well,
full
that's
week.
something that
Yep.
none of us have very much control over. So
Yeah, well,
Right.
I know.
Yeah.
we'll do
We'll
our
see.
best.
I'd love to see you get
It's
out
my
there,
goal
Max.
to do that
Yep.
and just be able to cover athletes that
Right.
you don't get to see often, only
Yeah.
once a year
Yeah.
here. So that's
Yeah.
like a goal of
Absolutely.
mine is to
Gotta
get a
love
media-
it. That's one of the favorite parts of the year is going there. So
Always,
that's number 4.
yeah.
We still have three.
Three to
each
go.
tourism
The
or
big
bigger.
3.
Number 3, and really it's one name that tells the story here. Ian, the viral
Ian!
sensation. Ian, yes, from Hampton County, who
Hell yeah.
made his way. Yep, just awesome to see that kid get really national attention. He was blowing up on TikTok with his big buckets for Hampton County. What a great story! We love those heartwarming kinds of
Yes.
stories. That was awesome. That was awesome to see.
You know it. Ian's the
Now,
best.
Yep.
we got big attention for that. I forgot about that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, like millions of views type thing.
Oh yeah, like
Yep.
hundreds of millions at this point, I think.
No.
Yep.
It didn't go that big. It died off at some point, but it did.
Yep.
It did go pretty big.
It did.
I'm trying to
Yep.
see.
Yeah.
I don't know where to find it now at this moment, but it's in there somewhere, and it did get
Yeah,
a lot of views.
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah, it's
Ian,
got- it's
yes,
got big
he's
time
wonderful. He
Ian,
was number 3.
Yep. Number 3. Number 2. USCB basketball.
Yeah.
First year.
Yeah.
Ron Fudala, Sharon Versip.
Yes.
What an amazing few months that was. And to see the improvements that both teams made. What a fantastic story. So a vision that was, realized eventually after many years, and just awesome stuff. Just great to see it eventually finally come to fruition. And man, how fun was that, especially of those guys teams and the wins that they got home, and to see the girls improve. Just sets the foundation for a lot more to come, and count down right to getting back in the gym in January. Just a week from now will be, or less than a week now, or we're gonna have some more Sand Shark hoops, and year 1 was just awesome. So much fun. I'm sure for you, Justin, as much as I enjoyed it, you being on the call with the Rich Basirica, with so
Oh
many
my
others,
gosh.
Tony Red,
Truly like a lifelong dream come true situation
Yeah.
for me to
Yeah.
call college basketball. Super cool. And Marcus, you got to do a couple games in my stead as well.
I did.
And just to have
With Red, that's
I've
a lot of
literally
fun.
been involved in some form or fashion with USCB athletics since they started athletics. I was covering them for the Packet, and then I was working there, and then I was covering them for LowcoSports. And so to finally see basketball come, that alone was like huge for me. But then to get to be a part of it is really awesome. So I can't wait. Next Saturday, the 4th, we'll be back in there. Clayton State coming in for Peach Belt Hoops. And I've been texting with Coach Fudala. Can't wait to get out there and see him. Here's Ian, by the way. Here's Ian. Crowd was going crazy.
I forgot this was at Battery Creek.
Yep.
It's very loud in there, as you can tell. I can't control the volume on this. Oh, man, he almost hit that first one. The place was going to go nuts. Then he got a little flustered. Oh, yeah. He hit that little tweet.
Yeah.
Little tweet. If this one went down, the house was going to go down.
Oh man.
Oh, he's got a good jumper, man.
Oh.
Oh, he tried to go to the rack. Oh, good. Dez is getting so many rebounds.
Let's go.
Yeah, baby.
Ian's the best.
Ian.
We'll have to see those kinds of stories when they chant his name and he went absolutely viral this year. So we got he was number 3,
It
number
was
2 USC
1.7
basketball.
million, by the way. That's where it's
1.7
Wow.
million.
Yeah.
That's
a
crazy.
lot.
But
Wow.
but we got number 3 was Ian, number 2 USC men's women's basketball. The number 1 story, 2024. Max, you lived it better than anyone else because you, my friend, were on the call when it happened.
That's right.
You remember what it was?
Oh, what could be more fitting? What could be more special?
Right.
That was probably my number 1 moment for this year was that moment because not only was I on call for it, but it was the program I grew up playing throughout middle school and high school for. And I got so close to a state title when I was playing. My junior year, we were basically 1 game away from making the state championship series, and we were so damn close. And just to see us finally, after 14 years of waiting, finally get a state title, it was well deserved. And it was such a cool moment, and I was so glad I got to be there for the final plays and make the final out, call the final out. It was really something special, and I will always remember that moment. And shout out to that team. And I'm gonna get to watch one of those players play for Clemson this year. Big man, Steel Bird.
Yeah.
He looks like he's well on his way to potentially being a starter this year, which would be really fun to watch if that does happen. So we shall see.
Shall we hear it?
Yeah,
let's do it.
2 outs. Brooks fires. Pop fly. He's got it. And he makes it.
Oh, it cut off. It was the highlight.
Oh, no.
All right, I got to get the real one out.
No way.
Talk amongst yourselves.
How did he do that on the highlights, Javon? That's terrible.
I don't know,
Javon,
man.
oh, no.
He'd be doing that.
And he makes the edit cut.
And he make,
goodness.
Man, I'm sorry.
Makes the what? What did he do?
I got you all excited for nothing. Let me go find it. All right, girls soccer.
Oh, boy. Oh, man.
What a cool moment.
There it is.
Yeah, that was. Well, here we go. We got it.
Yeah, I will never forget that one.
We got it.
I think we got
Still
it.
working on it.
Here we go.
Thinks he's got it.
I got it now. I got it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
2 outs. Brooks fires.
Popped up.
Pop fly. He's got it. And he makes the out. Ball game. Series. For the first time in 14 years, Hilton Head Christian Academy can call themselves state champions. In J.W. Wilkerson's final game, what could be more fitting? What could be more special?
That's pretty good, man. I got chill bumps
what
again.
A phenomenal call.
I got chill bumps again.
It wasn't planned. I'll put it that way. I didn't plan.
Well,
that.
you don't.
I'll tell you what.
You don't play on the good one.
As a play-by-play guy, you don't plan them.
Yeah, no, you don't.
When Al
Really
Michaels,
Jim Nance does sometimes,
you just start talking,
and it's obvious.
So,
done it.
when Al Michaels did his miracle on
Do
Ice
you
call,
believe in miracles?
Yeah.
He had not planned that. He had not planned that call for when the U.S. beat USSR. That was spur of the moment for Al Michaels, and so that's the great news too.
What a cool.
Yep.
That's
you
gonna be a
just
moment.
have to reflect the energy of the moment. That's the job.
It's gonna be a moment Chris Kempney's gonna remember for
You
years.
know what that's gonna be ahead of time.
And it was packed that day too. I feel like the whole school was there watching that game because it's you never get the chances of playing a state championship
Not just the
game
school.
on your home campus.
Right.
You had people from Bluffton and Hilton Head and May River, like everybody.
Oh, the whole community showed up
Pretty,
because never do you get to see a team on their own home field win a state championship.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
It's a cool moment.
Yeah.
All right, boys.
Well, there you
Wes,
go.
that was
There
a
you go.
tremendous way to wrap the final lowdown of
Yeah, that's really cool, man.
2024. We
Thank
will
you.
plan on grinding tomorrow night to
My
round
first,
out
my
2024.
first year with Loco Sports is coming to an
Yeah,
end.
the Loco Sports
Oh.
New Year's Wrestling Eve.
Wrestling
we'll have
Eve.
that tomorrow night for you to tell you how it turns out over at the U.S. Army Shark Invitational. But not much else happening tomorrow, so it'll be a grind session tomorrow, and we'll see you boys back. When shall we
Thursday.
reconvene? We don't have anything.
I won't be with
happening
you
on
guys till Friday. I can
Wednesday.
tell you
Only one game on Thursday. I think Friday is
Yeah.
the day. I think
Okay.
Friday's the
Friday
day.
I'll
sounds
see you
good.
guys then.
We take a couple
I'll see you
days.
guys then.
Get right and then get back in there. But
Sounds good.
thanks so much to all of our sponsors, especially the OGs, the All-Stars, Mickelson Law Firm. Thanks to everybody who shows up to listen or watch. If you missed Kevin Libby's comments tonight, he conked out early. I'm sure he'll be posting them en masse tomorrow when he watches on demand. So keep an eye out for that. There'll be much more commentary added to the broadcast later on. But thanks, fellas. Always fun. Wes, enjoy the rest of your time up in D.C. You boys enjoy your New Year's. Have a happy and safe New Year. And we'll see you on the other side of things. Some of us will be back tomorrow night to grind. The rest of us will see you Friday night. So for Marcus Walsh, Max Araj, and Wes Kerr, I'm Justin Jarrett. Till next time, go Loco. The Loco Sports Lowdown podcast is a production of Loco Media LLC and LowcoSports.com, an independent media outlet providing grassroots local sports coverage in the South Carolina Lowcountry. We are sustained by community support from sponsors and patrons like you. Get in the game with a monthly pledge of $1 or more at patreon.com/LowcoSports to keep us going and growing. Go Loco.